Hey there, welcome to our Day 3 coverage of the 2015 LA Auto Show. As you can guess, we started off our day here at the Audi booth. Audi decided to bring some of their bests to the LA Auto Show, and that's including the new A8 and the new RS7 Sportback. The RS7 with 560 horsepower on the base model and 605 horsepower with the performance model has an astonishingly luxurious interior. Although that's what you'd expect from a six-figure car. Although Audi brought some powerful cars to LA, that's not what was grabbing everybody's attention this year. It was this. This is the Audi e-tron Quattro concept. If you haven't already guessed it, this is an all-electric SUV that can not only go 310 miles on a single charge, but it can also charge in just under an hour. We think that Audi truly created a work of art, from its chamfered edges to its glossy metallic paint. Audi told us that we'll be seeing a production version of this electric beauty a lot sooner than later. The e-tron Quattro concept was definitely the star of the Audi booth this year. Now about the Audi booth. Basically, if Audi made a car, and that car was actually a booth, well, this would be that booth. Also, if we could give this booth a rating, we'd give it an A. Well, for Audi of course. Audi even had out every variant of every color for their vehicles, and there's a lot of them. And although Audi had a lot of variants of colors and a lot of vehicles, we weren't done here at Audi just yet. We were really happy to see that Audi brought the new TTS with them to LA, more or less because it had 360 horsepower, but because it had some of the most innovative technology in its class, like its full LED headlights, heads-up display, and the usual bit. But there was another car at the auto show that also caught our attention, and that's the Jaguar F-Pace. The long-awaited Jaguar SUV was finally here for the first time in LA, 2 years after its initial concept debut as a CX-17 crossover concept back in 2013. It was really exciting to see how Jaguar actually turned this concept into a reality within only a matter of 2 years. Other than the F-Pace, there were a lot more cars at Jaguar's booth that got our attention too. It wasn't just Jaguar's new entry-level sedan, the XE, or their top-tier sedan, the XJ. It was Jaguar's F-Type.
In my head. Yeah.
Even though Jaguar brought so many cars, we just had to take a look at it. Something from the booth next door was calling our attention.
Imagination roams. Everybody's wrong. Rewrote the song. Thoughts become action. Tell me
that
what's
something
happening.
was the new Land Rover Evoque.
Wrapped around. Wish your mind wrapped around. Psyche sabotage. Your Nikes need a job. Portraits in the fog. Filter out the smog.
This is the Evoque's first refresh, and the first refresh for the vehicle ever, actually. Land Rover seems to have cleaned up the interior and exterior of the vehicle with its new LEDs and slightly more luxurious interior treatments. Land Rover even updated the taillights in the car to put it more in line with its 2015 lineup. The Evoque today is one of the coolest cars on the road, with its sloping roofline and its totally unique design. But that wasn't all we were excited to see here at LA. Land Rover also brought the new Evoque convertible, which we've been waiting for a long time to finally see come to production. Land Rover wasn't the only car company to have us excited at LA. There was also Lexus. Lexus brought a ton of cars we've been waiting to get our hands on, including the new GSF and the ever so slightly new NX. Kudos to Lexus for the coolest booth at LA this year.
You're too small, you're too tall, confidence don't run it all. I probably won't get the call. A pessimist won't take the risk. No names out on the list. Treat it. Take a piss on your dreams. Heat it. Hard to believe when you don't believe it. You don't need it. It's destined. Run laps around the lesson. Miracles blessing. Oppressed with the stressing. Forever guessing. Vision blocked. No need for props. The pimpin' stops. Plugging and pulling. He love me not. Stay inside the box. It's safe locked. You won't be mocked. Fully stocked of excuses. Doing it is useless. Faithless. Popped. The ball was in your hands. Slipped then dropped. I cram to understand your life flipped and flopped. Cancel all your.
There was something at Lexus that we weren't expecting to see at all. It wasn't a bird or a plane, and surprisingly, it wasn't a car either. But it was something that took us a little back to the future. Say hello to the Lexus Hoverboard. Lexus let us do a little bit more than just look. In fact, they actually let us test it out. Well, sort of. We got to test it out in this simulator Lexus built. No boy, it's a lot harder than it looks. We weren't moving at all, but it sure felt like it. The full dizzy factor included. After our little venture into the future, we decided to go back into the past and check out one of the oldest brands in history and see what was new at their booth. That brand was Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes revealed the redesigned SL was really just facelifted, but redesigned. The new SL is equipped with a 455 horsepower V8 engine and comes standard with a 9-speed automatic transmission. The rest of the Mercedes booth was filled with all the cars you want and expect to see, like the new S-Class Coupe and the new GLE Coupe. Out of all the things at the Mercedes booth this year, there was one thing we had to see that wasn't exactly, Mercedes. Say hello to the new Smart 4.2. Okay, well, to be honest, we didn't really spend that much time at the Smart booth. One thing we did appreciate more that Mercedes brung was the all-new C-Class Coupe. The C-Class Coupe is almost like a mini S-Class. There are some who love it, and some who think of it as almost an affordable S-Class Coupe. Mercedes also brought their S-Class plug-in hybrid. Plug-in hybrids run separately on electric and gas. We're not going to go into the details of how exactly these things work, but this Mercedes car can go 20 miles on a single charge before switching to the gas engine, which gives you a combined 84 miles per gallon. The Mercedes booth was an absolute joy, but it was getting time for us to move on to the next booth. It wasn't BMW, and it wasn't Alfa Romeo. We'll get to those later. Before those two, we headed over to Maserati, a company close to achieving what it says. First, we wanted to check out the Maserati Quattroporte. There isn't much new about the car that has changed since the company redesigned it back in 2013, and with that, we hope you enjoy some of these clips. The interior to this vehicle is absolutely gorgeous, and the quality that Maserati has put into designing and their material choices are purely perfected by anyone's standards. On the exterior, the Quattroporte is just as beautiful, although it could use a little refreshing here and there. But overall, it's just as stunning and instantly recognizable from far away. Next, we finally hit the Alfa Romeo booth. Alfa brought something new to the table, and that was the new, powerful Giulia sedan. And shout out to our friends over at TFL Car. It was awesome getting to see them here at the auto show. But anyways, getting back to the Alfa Romeo Giulia, it's pretty dang powerful. We're not sure what Alfa Romeo's reputation in the past has been, but we can sure see their future. For us here at Carmagazine, Alfa Romeo is on par with automakers like Maserati and maybe even Ferrari. The Giulia is powered by a 6-cylinder turbo tuned by former engineers of Ferrari, putting out 510 horsepower in just the base model alone. The Giulia can go from 0 to 100 real quick in 3.9 seconds. 3.9 seconds. Like, that's insane. Steering away from the Giulia, Alfa Romeo brought some of their rare and exclusive classics to their booth. Well, other than the 4C. But we had to go to another company that's also in the high performance industry. We had to check out this company because they brought something new to their table. That company is BMW. And what did they bring? They brought the new 2016 7 Series. The new 7 Series was designed luxurious inside and out, but there's a lot more than design that went into this car. The technology in this car is truly revolutionary for a luxury vehicle of its segment. The quality on the 7 Series is just as most would expect from BMW. And maybe, just maybe, a little more. inside is like a plush haven of leather, stitching, and technology. From the rear-mounted TVs and its rear passenger side footrest to its technologically innovative center console and its hand-stitched seats, which feel like they were sculpted to fit your body perfectly. The interior also grabbed cues from the Vision Luxury Future concept, showing off some of that new generation BMW style. In the rear center console, there's a reworked Samsung Galaxy tablet, or one of their tablets, that allows rear passengers to control their rear seat experience. And the rear seats now have an added cooling and heating system along with its plush new leathers and other premium materials. BMW also decided to go ahead and bring the full functionality of the front seats to the rear seats of the car. And, oh yeah, the tablet in the center console is also detachable. Oh my gosh, and the Bowers & Wilkins sound system that BMW included really completes the new 2016 BMW 7 Series. Leaving the new 7 Series, the BMW booth overall was very delightful, with a wide range of Beamer's best, from their M4 to their X5, even a special lineup of cars that we're going to take a look at in just a quick minute. BMW also brought their S1000RR motorcycle, which we thought was cool, and decided to have a little fun with it in the meantime. One of the highlights of BMW was their M4 GTS Sports, or in other words, Super Coupe track car, with a very sporty interior, and just in front of that is an engine that puts out 500 horsepower, 442 pound-feet of torque. Now BMW decided to have an entire section of their booth dedicated to a special lineup of vehicles. Say hello to the BMW i-Series. For BMW, almost any car with an i or iDrive is electric in some way, whether it's a full EV or an electric vehicle with extended range, or EVER for short. Truthfully, many of these are just electric variants of other gas-powered BMW models, but there are two cars that not only stand out from BMW's lineup, but also any other car on the road today. Those two cars are the i3 and the i8. Starting off with the i3, the interior is extremely simple and has a futuristic touch and feel to the car itself, while the exterior is recognizable from anywhere on the road. The i8, on the other hand, is one of the most stylish and sleek cars out there on the market, and is the most futuristic car on the road today. Also, not to mention, its iconic scissor doors. BMW had a ton of great things at their booth, but it was time to go to another automaker making headlines this year. That automaker happened to be Acura. Acura was one of the booths we were excited to visit day 3 here at the LA Auto Show. Acura actually brought a lot of cool things to the auto show, including this really cool TLX race car, the new MDX, the new TLX, and the new RLX. But Acura did bring something fans have been raving about for a long time now. That something is the new NSX. With its sleek, concept-like proportions, its luxurious interior, not to mention the nearly 4-year wait Acura put fans on for this vehicle to drop. Acura was actually able to surprise us with a car that was just as nice, if not better, than the NSX concepts the company debuted originally back in 2012. Acura's booth this year, just like every other year, compared to all the other automakers' booths, was unique with its wood and metal frame of DNA-style twists. So kudos to Acura for whoever helped build and design this thing. But it was getting about time to move on to a whole section of the LA Auto Show taken up by GM's favorite automakers. Those automakers are GMC, Chevrolet, or better yet known as Chevy, and someone else who decided to bring their A game with them. And that someone is none other than Cadillac. We were happy to see that Cadillac brought the CTS-V and the CTS-V Coupe to LA this year. Both cars, classically beautiful, they, for better or for worse, weren't the stars of the booth this year at Cadillac. This year, our attention was focused on the new XT5. Aside from the facts, this was a much needed vehicle for Cadillac's lineup. The XT5 was basically Cadillac's SRX crossover, but with more of Caddy's next-gen luxury and styling. And truthfully, it was one of the best luxury SUVs to make a first appearance here at LA. Moving on to GM's next best brand, Chevrolet, or Chevy for short, brought their entire next-gen lineup with them to LA. And just as it would in the streets, it's pretty obvious what caught our attention first. That would happen to be the 2016 Corvette Z06. To be honest, we never really realized how beautiful and striking this car was in person. From its striking fascia to its razor-sharp tail, this car is a work of art that has to be seen for yourself. Chevy also brought their new Vault-inspired Cruze. It's almost impossible not to notice that Chevy's really been stepping up their game lately. The new Chevy Cruze is another step to proving just that. The past and the present. In celebration of their 6th gen Camaro, Chevy brought to us a Camaro classic. After Chevy and Cadillac, we ventured over to an automaker who's been in the headlines a lot recently. That automaker is Volkswagen. Despite the recent setbacks the automaker has been having, they still went all out by bringing all of their coolest cars. The first of those cool cars is the new VW Golf GTE Sports concept. This car was designed to showcase what VW envisions their GT tradition to be like in the future. As you can tell, from front to back, this concept was made to be resourcefully badass. But it might be a while before we see something like this on the roads. Something we won't have to wait on is the new Beetle Dune. From concept to reality, it's sporty, fun, and exciting from every angle. The new Beetle Dune was built and made to closely mimic the Dune concept it was based off of. It's a classic throwback to VW's Baja bugs that were everywhere in the 80s. The complete design of the interior brings us the nylon and leather seats sprinkled with yellow stitching and upholstery that was seen in the Dune concept. The headliner contains a suede-like material along with the newly added sunroof. The dashboard has some new design elements to it, including the new color VW is calling sandstone yellow. Overall, the interior of the Dune was truly that of a classic VW. Although we were enjoying our classic trip into the past with VW, it was time for us to head to a little well-known company named Toyota, who this year decided to take us back to the future. Toyota actually decided to bring their own version of Doc Brown's time machine. Based on the Toyota Mirai fuel cell vehicle, Doc Brown's new time machine is equipped with gull-wing doors and nicely tailored interior. And trust us, it's one of the coolest things here at the auto show. Also, we forgot to mention, it's powered by the one and only Mr. Fusion reactor that helped Doc Brown and Marty make history. Toyota also brought Marty McFly's Tacoma and gave it the upgrade it's been needing. Marty's Tacoma isn't just updated on the outside, but the inside too. And by the inside, we mean under the hood. Under that hood is a 2.7 liter 4-cylinder V6 engine. As for the Doc and Marty's Back to the Future booth, we were out of time. Toyota did bring some of its new cars, like the 2017 Prius. They also did bring some futuristic cars that look amazing, but may not see a production date anytime soon. As for Toyota's sub-brand Scion, they brought something we actually know will hit production in the next year or so. And that's the all-new Scion CHR concept. Although it's just a rebadged version of Toyota's CHR concept, it was still the hottest SUV at the LA Auto Show this year. This year at the LA Auto Show, there were a ton of debuts. Some we waited years for. It was priceless to see automakers go all out on not just cars, but food, catering, carpets, and everything. This is Michael St. Just with Carmagazine TV, signing off. Peace. We hope you had fun with us all 3 press days at the LA Auto Show. See when we went to check out all the pimped out cars in the aftermarket section this year. Also, see our Day 2 coverage of the LA Auto Show, where we got to talk with the head of Lincoln and get a first-hand look at all of the debuts in LA this year. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for everything automotive. Until next time, on Carmagazine TV.